All right, so this is after restamping and a rough clean, and we're gonna let this dry today. I'm gonna come back this afternoon and do touch-ups. Then we gotta recut these saw lines. A couple of them over here. This was the one zone that I showed you before, and it was just super pock marked out. So that looks a lot cleaner now. We restamped about 70% of the surface. We left a couple bad spots under here. This is where the jacuzzi is gonna be, so it's gonna cover most of those. And then some of them I can catch at touch-up too. But we can see that the impressions in there are way better. On the overlay, there is a little bit of crackage because it shrinks. So what I'm gonna do is at touch-ups, I'm gonna come back and chip those away and then go ahead and just touch it up with some color paste. But that's where we're at. We're doing our best to clean up our mistakes as much as possible. And these super aggressive mashup marks right here, I'm going ahead and chipping those away. And then I'm gonna brush some of the release back into these seams. And that'll make it look a lot cleaner. But again, this right here, this is restamped. You could see on some of the zones, like over here, how, let's see. You could see the impression, but it's like barely there, kind of. You can see how much cleaner it looks when you can really see it, right? Like I can really see these edges. It makes it look a lot more like stone. So I think we did pretty good about bringing this back. You got to be creative when you make mistakes, especially ones that are expensive. And if you have a good rapport with your customers, there's workarounds. So if this customer just isn't happy with what we got going on, then at that point, what I'll do is we'll set the jacuzzi, and then we can kind of, because I'm going to seal this and everything, we can kind of frame that out. And I'll hire a specialist and have him come in and grind down the surface and just resurface the whole thing. Like a straight up concrete guru is what I'll do. And I'll just have to take the hit to the pocket. But overall, I think we're good, to be honest with you. And I think the only way I'd have to do that is if this overlay starts to fail too soon, right? So like all concrete at some point in time is going to start to crumble away a little bit and stuff like that. But if it does it, like, you know, in the next year or two, if it starts chipping away real bad or looking way nasty, then I'll hire a specialist and we'll come take care of it. Because that's where integrity comes into play, right? Like, if you have integrity, then people trust you because they know you're going to handle it regardless. And you can, even on mistakes, you can continue to build trust and rapport with your customers. And so that's our goal here. We've been hitting this thing every, a couple days because it's kind of tedious. For us, it has been best to stamp about 5 zones at a time. And then anything more than that, it starts to harden up too fast to try to work, especially in this heat, right? So it's been taking days and days and days of our time. So we're definitely losing some money on this job. That being said, it looks way cleaner already. The pock marks are gone. The landscaping, it's all going back in. The retaining wall's built. We have our stone, and the topper is all cut and everything for the fire pit right here. He's got a lot of his other landscaping set, ready to go into place for what he wants. We're gonna just be barely ready for the jacuzzi, which today is Saturday. I'm gonna do the touch-ups today, come back clean tomorrow, which is Sunday. and then we're gonna clean it, and then we're gonna let it dry again, and then we're gonna seal it. And I'm actually gonna do a 2-coat. So what I'm gonna do on the first coat is I'm just gonna do a seal over with a matte additive for a matte finish, because he doesn't want the wet look, he doesn't want the shine. So we're gonna do a matte additive. I'm gonna do a once over, and then what I'm gonna do is, after the jacuzzi set and after this concrete walkway is poured, I'll come back and we'll do another matte additive with a shark grip additive, so that way it has a little bit of grip to it, so when you're getting out of the jacuzzi you don't slip and break your neck. But I want to wait till all the concrete's done to do the grip additive, so I'm not doing multiple mixes, right? So I can just do a matte mix, and I can do a once over on all the concrete that's done, which is here, here, and then the side of the garage. And then we'll come back once all the concrete's poured, because I got to pour here too. I got to do a little bit more dirt work here, and I'm gonna dig some footings in over here just to keep the weight down here, because this is gonna support the floating stairs over here. So I want to do the shark grip additive all at once, so I'm not doing multiple mixes. It'll just make life easier with the amounts of stuff that we have to mix together. He's got his fountain in over here. He started doing his landscaping here again. And I just want to give you guys a reminder that this is the deck we built over here, custom deck, multiple lights all over the posts. His outdoor kitchen's over here, right? Custom outdoor kitchen. We got custom outdoor fireplace over here. He's already been able to stack up his style that he likes with his different ornaments and everything, right? Glass artwork, flowers, right? So again, this backyard is coming together. It's a Saturday. Got one of my sons with me today. He's starting to learn a little bit about concrete today. He's gonna help me do the mixes and stuff, the color, when we come back. And that's the rundown. But the key takeaway is that life does get lifey, no matter what you're doing, right? Mistakes are gonna happen. Nobody's perfect. We're all human. And it's actually good that you make mistakes, because that's where you get to prove your ethics. That's where you get to prove your integrity, right? And to me, it's the most gratifying challenge, is that when you could take a mistake and you could come back and pop back up from it, right? So, and that's exactly, you know, what I try to teach my kids and everything. So we're not gonna get sketched out. We're not afraid of playing with stuff, of learning. We're not afraid to jump right in and get our hands dirty. And that's where I tend to learn the most. So I have to mess something up, and then I learn great when I have to fix my own mistakes, right? The only time mistakes really irritate me is when other people make them and they don't come back and fix them, and then they leave them for me to fix, right? And so that's my thing, is that if I make the mistakes, I go back and fix it somehow, some way, whatever it takes, right? Get it done, fix it. So, and that's exactly what I expect from my kids, from everybody in my circle. And if you don't have integrity, I just don't want anything to do with you. So that's what it is, and that's what we're doing. This is the Big Bad Builder lifestyle. $250,000 backyard.